What's going on, everybody? We want to welcome you in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. And I'm excited talking about TNA Impact Wrestling for 9/29/2016. Um, just real quick, while we're thinking about this, we'll probably talk about this on Sunday or maybe Monday for the Bound for Glory review as well. But I'm wondering, how are you feeling about all these rumors that we're hearing? Because I don't know, we're hearing a lot of like, not that we aren't ever hearing rumors about TNA, but from what I've heard, there's supposed to be from not only Billy Corgan but just other people that I've talked to and other things that I've read.
Wait,
There's supposed to be.
Morgan? You
Yeah, I
talk?
talked to him personally. Yeah, I
Oh,
got his number.
oh,
Yeah. It's Cowboy in my phone. Yeah, I got it. But from what I've heard from Billy Corgan on his interview with Busted Open, apparently there's going to be some sort of sale of TNA by Sunday or by this weekend, sometime this weekend. So it's either going to be him buying it completely, or I don't know if WWE's still in the running, but him, WWE, or Sinclair, I'm thinking from what I remember. Um, so I came into this like I didn't really know how to feel, because I think after a while, and I think that's just how it is with a lot of things in life. After a while, once you hear something for so long, you start to believe it. So I started to believe the hype a little bit, and I got a little emotional because I want to see TNA go. But no, basically he said that either way, after Sunday, things are going to change. Whether it's going to be, whether he's owning it or whoever is owning it, there's going to be some things changing. Do you have any thoughts on that? I don't know if you've heard anything of this, but I've been seeing it so much, I had to say something about it.
I'm trying to remember. Is it owned by Dixie Carter still, or isn't it like share owned? Like, isn't there shares of TNA?
I
Um,
think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Dixie Carter owns the majority share. Um,
because I would think if I would think Dixie Carter wouldn't necessarily want WWE to buy her company, because then she knows they're going to put it out of business and just use the library. So I would think she would, whatever he's going to offer, Billy Corgan's going to offer, she would probably either want to take that, or want to take Sinclair, because Sinclair would still,
yeah,
keep the show. But then again, how desperate is she for money? Like, how desperate is
yeah.
TNA for money? It's
I
kind of
don't know, because I feel like Dixie, like I feel like it would be weird for Dixie to be the one that wants to sell the company completely, right? Like she's been keeping it afloat for so long, no matter what's been happening. Whether she brought in Hogan or she brought in whoever she needed to bring in. She kept it afloat for so long. I've also been hearing now. I don't, this is first from Tyshawn of Wrestle Talk Media. Apparently, he has some. I don't know where he finds his inside sources, but apparently he has some inside sources, and his sources say that Dixie Carter is very ill, um, to the point where there's too much stress on her to run the company too. So I don't know, like, and I don't know if this is why this is coming up like it is now or something. Like, and that's why I thought it was like so crazy, but I don't know how true that is or not. I think I'm gonna try to get him on the review for Monday for Bound for Glory, but
well.
I don't know really what to believe.
Also, it's kind of, and I was thinking about this too, because I was thinking about it during the show when I was watching it. Because there are so many rumors that TNA is going to go out of business, which has been going on since the first
It
TNA
started.
show ever. But like, it has been going on. How old is TNA now? Like 15 years or something like that.
14 next year will be 15. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like, okay, if TNA did close its doors, whatever, on Monday, let's say, I was trying to think, like, how would that affect us? Because let's say it's gone. It's been around about as long as WCW was when it closed. The only difference between that is we were kind of sort of weaned off of WCW because WWE bought the talent, bought so it wasn't like it was just gone. We still saw, a lot of the WCW superstars. They had the invasion angle for a while, so it was kind of it wasn't just it's gone. So I think it's going to be, if it does happen, which I'm 90% sure it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure we're still going to have. I don't think TNA would take so many risks that they're taking now with all the new signings that they've had recently.
Yeah.
If they're just going to get bought out and
And that's what I don't understand. Like from a personal standpoint, I don't understand that. It's like, they're signing all this talent. My thing would be, why would the talent want to sign with them if the main thing was they were going out of business? Like, why would that, like if I was a talent, like if I was trying to get a job, why would I go and work for a company that's going out of business? That would be the farthest place to go.
I think especially Aaron Rex and Cody Rhodes, if they think WWE is just going to buy them out and they would end up where they were before, because we know the shit that they had to deal with WWE, being booked horribly, all that. I don't know. I feel like it's just fans always saying that TNA is going to go out of business.
Yeah. And one more thing before we get into the review, because I've heard different stories about this, but because we talked about this before, so I want to know your thoughts on, should, if someone else is to buy TNA, let's just say hypothetically speaking, Billy Corgan, should he change the name of TNA from TNA to something else, Resistance Pro, Impact Wrestling completely, or anything like that? Because in my opinion, I think he shouldn't. The reason I think he shouldn't is, um, a lot of times a brand is like this has been a brand that's been around for what we say 14 years. And if you've been around for 14 years, you have a nice little bit of brand recognition. Um, and I don't think from a popularity standpoint, if you want to build TNA back up to where it was, getting 2 million viewers, I think was the most they ever got. If you wanted to be back to that point, I don't think you change the name. So then people have to re-find it again. Because if you change it to Impact Wrestling or anything else, like I know Impact Wrestling is kind of the main thing now, but they still use TNA a lot. So I don't know what you think about changing the name. In my opinion, from a building the audience back up standpoint, I think they shouldn't change the name.
I mean, in a way, they already did kind of change his name back when Hogan was in there, and he changed all the colors to blue. And I still hate it. I still don't like the blue. I wish it was still the red. But I mean, I don't think it's really the end of the world if the name is changed. Obviously, you don't want it to change. And I think even to me, in a way, when WWF changed to WWE, it changed a little bit. I mean, yes, it's just one letter, it's just a name, but it still changed it. It changed the whole kind of landscape of it when World Wrestling Federation went to World Wrestling Entertainment and slowly went to just WWE. You don't even hear, it's not even World Wrestling Entertainment anymore, really. It's just WWE. I mean, I think part of it also kind of depends. Okay, if he buys it, he has the right to do whatever he wants. It'll be his company. But I think it depends on, if he wanted to change the name, what would he change it to? It's got to be something that the fans are still going to want to get into. If it's like the Smashing Pumpkins Wrestling Alliance, I don't think people are going to really be into that.
SPWA, SPW, that's too much.
SPWA, SPWA. I mean, I don't really know. Obviously, I don't want him to. I'd rather him if he changes it to anything, just change it back to TNA wrestling. Get rid
Yeah,
of the Impact and just have the show be Impact. WWE doesn't call themselves Raw or call themselves SmackDown, but their shows are Raw and SmackDown.
yeah, I definitely agree. There's a lot of things that are kind of. I just thought that was something that we need to kind of discuss because I know like there's so many rumors out there I can't even run away from them. And I was like, we're doing the review tonight. We might as well talk about it. And I felt like it was getting to me, which was frustrating because usually I don't let like the news get to me, but this one, like for some reason, I've seen it so much from so many different sources, and it was like, stop it. But anyway, let's start with we had EC3 and Lashley come to the ring to kind of promote their Lethal Lockdown match tonight, and also to pick their teams. Let me scroll down just a little bit so I can remember who their teams are. You had Lashley picking Drew Galloway. Where is my stuff? You got Lashley picking Drew Galloway. You got him picking Maria because they were both were represented by a knockout as well. Well, represented, as you'll see later. You had Lashley pick Drew Galloway, Mike Bennett, and Maria, and you had EC3 pick Aaron Rex, Moose, and Gail Kim. Um, I thought it like from the start, I thought it was pretty cool that the knockouts were going to get in on this. I just thought it was kind of a cool thing. Now, albeit didn't really play out the way that I expected it to, but I was excited nonetheless going in that maybe the knockouts would get a chance in this match. Any thoughts on the opening segment?
Um, I don't know. It was all right. I feel like obviously they wanted to do something where there was a team and they pick their teams, but I feel like it was so like we knew who the teams were going to be before they announced them. Like it was kind of you could tell. Even when the first one was picked, we were like, okay, I know who EC3 is going to pick now, and then Lashley picks. I know who EC3 is going to pick now. It was kind of, they should have just had the teams and not, had us guessing because it wasn't really a guess. And I also like how, the knockouts were supposed to be in the match, which was kind of cool until it ended up the way it was. And then I was like, what was the point of that at all? Like, I don't know. I get she's a cowardly heel, but I would have added 2 other guys in there if you're just gonna have Maria run away. Like I don't know, because I actually kind of wanted to see her. I don't know, maybe wrestle. That would be a thing that I would like to see at some point.
Wait, what is that? What's that word you said?
It's something that she used to do in WWE. If you go back,
Barely, barely.
she used.
But
She had really fun music in WWE too. I've been watching a lot of Survivor Series, so I've seen her a
lot. Next, we had our first match of the night, which was Eddie Edwards versus DJZ for the X Division Championship. The only thing that confused me about this match because I get it, they were trying to like promote the TV taping this week. This was kind of one of the main matches too. But I just didn't understand why this wasn't at Bound for Glory because now, even now that we have a winner, which was DJZ, we still don't know what DJZ is gonna do at Bound for Glory. And I hope they're not like, oh, the Helms Dynasty attacks you guys, so let's put y'all in a tag team match. No, don't do that.
Gonna do. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
Like, I would rather them do a fatal 4-way between all 4 of them for the title, and then on the next taping, then they can do the tag team match. A tag team, and they need Teddy Long back. That's a need. They need to bring in Teddy Long. It's official. This was a pretty good match, though. I liked it. It was very technical start. But it didn't take long for the high flying to begin. And it was kind of like a show of one-upsmanship. It felt like with the high flying for a little bit there. One guy did a dive, and the other one did a dive. I was like, that was DJZ, by the way. Anyway, I just thought the match was pretty good. The snap Hurricane Rana was beautiful, similar to Abyss. It was beautiful, and Eddie Edwards ends up trying to go for the Boston Knee Party, but ends up getting hit with the ZDT is what they're calling it, if I'm not mistaken. And DJZ retains the title. So it kind and then after the match, obviously Helms Dynasty attacks both men, leaving them laying. I think Eddie Edwards' tooth got kicked out or something. So we're gonna have another feud based on teeth. It's coming. It's confirmed. But I definitely enjoyed the match. I thought the match was a good match, and I like the attack at the end because it kind of leaves you thinking where they're going to go, but I feel like they're going to go with a tag team match. But please, next week, Bound for Glory, give me a title match. That's all I want. Give me an Ultimate X match. If you don't know what to do, just do an Ultimate X match. That should be the way of the world. If you don't know what to do an Ultimate X match. I think the world should just adopt this principle. But any thoughts on DJZ versus Eddie Edwards for the X Division Championship?
See, you would think Bound for Glory, their biggest show of the year, the X Division, the cornerstone of TNA, what they essentially built the company upon, would be built up better right before Bound for Glory. So we know that there's going to be a match and what it is, and probably it should be an Ultimate X match. But let's face it, they're probably not even going to have an X Division match at Bound for Glory. They're just not. They're going to have the Impact after that and pretend we didn't notice because, that's what they do. But I liked the match. I did. You could tell that there was kind of a, because they're friends, so there was definitely a rivalry, but it wasn't like, a vicious rivalry, like they weren't trying to hurt each other. I like that DJZ retained just because I like Eddie Edwards, but I don't want to see him win the title. I want to see somebody else like Andrew Everett win the title, or Mandrews, somebody. But I liked it. The attack at the end was cool, but it's probably going to end up being something we don't want. Also, if this the Helms Dynasty, where the hell is Helms? Where he at though? Like, we ain't seen this man in like 2 months, probably longer. I'm convinced he's not even working for TNA anymore. Like, where's he at?
I don't know. I don't know where he went. He's without Snow. Dead. Both of them just in the hospital. That's what it is. That's what happened. But next we get go backstage with Maria and Allie. Maria and Allie. And basically she just wants her to announce Laurel Van Ness. Don't you dare say that name wrong. It's like Fandango or Dolph Ziggler. Don't you dare say that name.
It's Fan Dong Go.
That's what this reminded me of, though. Like, it reminded me of both of them. Because when Dolph was trying to introduce himself when he first came to WWE, and it was like, dope Ziggler.
Dolph.
No, it's Dolph. but any thoughts on the backstage segment? Nothing really. Just seeing that we're gonna get Laura Van Ness in the ring again.
Yeah. Maria's kind of starting to get a little bit annoying to me with her. The way she talks, she's like, I am the greatest. Yeah. Like, just talk normally. Just talk like a normal human being. Like, just for 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes, talk like a normal human being. Allie, it's fine because it's Allie. But like,
but she's the wife of the Miracle. So
I am Maria Kanellis Bennett, and I am. Oh my
Oh God. All right. We got a Moose and Mike Bennett interview. Also got another one of these style interviews with Gail Kim and Maria. I'm gonna put these together because really, the main thing is the Moose and Mike Bennett one was the main thing where stuff was happening. The Maria and Gail Kim one was just kind of there. But I like both of these interviews because they did kind of build up the matches a little bit more. I kind of like the you know interview in the ring with the Bound for Glory logo behind them. I just thought that was kind of a cool way of setting it up. Um, I obviously both men came in with Moose and Bennett to discuss their differences pretty much, and Bennett feels that Moose is kind of he down here, he is not very high up on the totem pole with Mike Bennett. Bennett also says he's the hardest man to pin ever in life, so never loses. It's obvious. Um, and then Moose says he knows how to deal with Bennett's ego. Basically, he's going to tie him to a goalpost. Is what he told us. It was, I don't know why he let the cat out of the bag that easily. He got to sneak that on Mike Bennett. He can't just be like, I'm going to tie you to a goalpost. Like, come on, Moose. You got to sneak it up on him. But I like that the segment kind of ended with them face to face. It was it was kind of weird watching Mike Bennett though because he's so short compared to Moose. He was like, "Yeah, I'll beat you up. I'm gonna get you." I just thought that was hilarious. I couldn't take Mike Bennett seriously, but and then the Gail Kim Maria one. I mean, it was kind of the same, but there was less going on in this one, pretty much. But I enjoyed it. I think it was a good way to build up the match. Maria Kanellis Bennett, the first lady of professional wrestling. Thoughts on the two interviews that we got? I tried to do your Maria impression, but it didn't work.
She is Maria Kanellis, and she is the first lady of professional wrestling. Yeah, these I don't like interviews like these because, like, kayfabe wise, like, I'm supposed to believe that these men just, without killing each other, came into the ring, just sat down nicely, and had a nice interview, and then didn't, like, come on, now. I need the fighting. I need security. I need, security that we know are all just independent wrestlers that don't. I don't know. It definitely built up the matches, but
All right. Let's jump to the next segment. It might have been a match. Probably was a match. The match, yeah, the next the next match that we had was Madison Rain. Where in the heck has she been? Going up against Laurel Van Ness or Laurel the Ness, but they spell it Van. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it's weird. Her name's just it's I mean it's just she got one of those names where you're supposed to mispronounce it. Like you're not supposed to know how to pronounce it. It's just supposed to be like that. So I get it. Um, I definitely thought this was an interesting match just because I felt like it gave room to set up something else for Bound for Glory was what I was hoping for. Um, Vanessa tried to be as confident as possible, but it cost her. It did. She done goofed. She had to roll outside the ring. She had to get that powder. She had to get that powder on the face. Make sure she looking good and stuff. I get it. I get it. She had to get the powder on the face, make sure she looking good. And the for some reason she came back after that. Like I think there's some magic in this powder she put on her face. I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna give me some for Mondays when you have to go to work. Not that I go to work, but I'm just saying when I do, because it's gonna be rough for me.
Got a job.
It's gonna be rough for me when I finally have to go to work on a Monday. So I'm gonna need some of that. I'm gonna need some of that Laurel Vanessa. I mean, wait, that didn't come out right. Anyway, she wins with the curve stomp. I don't know what they call it. The my foot to your back of your face. I think that's what they should call it. It's confirmed here. Um, but I like that she used the curb stomp. I like it. I thought it was a pretty good match. I was just hoping it would build up something more than it did. It really didn't. It was just kind of there. I'm hoping we have a Laurel versus Ali. I hope we need to have it. We it's a need. I need Ali in the ring more so I can go Ali, Ali, Ali. I need that. I need that. It's just something that I need in my life. But good match. I like Laurel Vaness. I do. I like her a lot. I think she's gonna be kind of good. And I'm excited about how kind of good she's gonna be. Um, Casey, thoughts on Laurel Van Ness?
So
Fan da go against Madison.
DJ's excited about how kind of good she'll be. Not how good she'll be, just how kind of good she'll be. You know, and also to use the powder on Mondays, you're gonna have to try to get a job. Maybe put in more application. I'm just saying.
I'm putting in a lot. I promise.
Uh, they don't just give you jobs. You gotta try. That's not how that works. Um, maybe tell them you got kids, and then you need to get a double wide instead of a single. That I don't know. It
I
worked for
got
Slater.
7 kids. I got 7 kids. I should tell him I'm a single dad. That'll get him. That'll get him.
You're probably not. Probably not. Anyway, yeah. I like this match. I can't decide if I like Laurel Van Ness. I want to because I've seen some things online from I guess she was in the Indies. I haven't really
You
watched,
have to like her. She's from the Indies. It's kind of your thing.
but it's not. There's some.
Actually, no, I forgot. With women's wrestlers, you don't care. I forgot. You just need to know if they're hot or not. I forgot. My fault. That's on me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I don't know if she's hot enough. I don't know. She's kind of cute, but is she hot? Jackass. I
I
like.
mean, is she Alexa Bliss yet? Like that? I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah. You
Is she
got it.
Alexa Bliss or is she Liv Morgan? Like
You got to get on that level. You got to get on that level of the Alexa Blisses and the Liv Morgans. Is that level that you got to get at?
I know what it is. She's not short enough for you. That's what it is. She's not.
Liv Morgan ain't that short though. She ain't.
She is. She like the same height as Alexa Bliss is, right?
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't got nothing to say after that. Yeah.
I stumped him. I did it. I stumped him. Right. Let's go into the next. Actually, we have some after the match shenanigans. Basically, it was just Vanessa not being happy, being mad at me because I can't pronounce her name, but also being mad at Ali, because she didn't pronounce her name right. I just this kind of got me thinking about the Fandango Dolph Ziggler thing a little bit. That was fine. Nah, go. Any thoughts on that? If there's gonna be a match that comes up for that, because there should.
No, I feel bad for JB. That's his job. That's his livelihood. And she's taking his job. Like, I like you, Allie. I do. But you can't be taking that man's job. No. Like, you can't do that. You go to another company and then you can announce in the ring. Okay? Take JB. He has been there since day one. You just getting there. I don't care if you work for Maria Kanellis Bennett. Okay, you don't take that man's job. Too much for this company. He did one really cool dive one time.
Yeah, he did. Greatest dive of all time. JV for Hall of Fame. But next we got Lashley meeting with his team. I'll put him and EC3's segments together because nothing much happened. Basically, the main thing with Lashley meeting with his team is that the winner, if we can take out EC3, whoever takes out EC3 will get a world title match because obviously he's going to win it Bound for Glory. It's a thing that he's going to do. So it's just how it is. And then EC3's team just kind of got hype. They just kind of got hype. That was pretty much it. We talked about how Gail Kim was in the Hall of Fame, and then Moose was like, it ain't about some, and then he said some other words. Anyway, thoughts on the two meeting of the teams that we had. We had corporate meetings, and whatever Moose said, because I don't remember.
My question was, okay, so like, Lashley, he said, whoever could take out EC3 gets that title shot. What if Maria took him out? Would she get the title shot? Like, is that how that works? Because if not, that's sexist. I'm just saying. I couldn't stop thinking about that. Like, what if she took him out?
I mean, actually, I think Maria could spin this a little bit, and she could take him out in a different way. They could have just went out for lunch.
Nah,
Not like that. I mean, like as friends. Just giving him some tips on the world title match coming up. Innocent.
And I don't know. People spin that around, especially in WWE. We've seen a couple of storylines where they just go out as friends, but then there's pictures that they don't look like they just friends. And I'm just saying, I think it happened in TNA too, when that lady came in and she was like with AJ Styles, "This your baby," and yeah.
Oh, yeah, that happened. We gonna continue. We got Aaron Rex and Drew Galloway in a war of words. This was probably the best segment of the night, except for the Fixer segment. The Fixer segment was actually pretty funny, but this is actually the best segment of the night. Both men just throwing verbal jabs at one another. It was amazing. I can't remember exactly what Galloway said, but he was like, "You're nothing more than like just a stunt double or something." I was like, this man on savage level 100 right now. This man is a savage. But I just enjoyed both of them. It showed that they can both, they both have good promo skills, but they both kind of have their playful sides. We knew Aaron Rex had his playful side, but Galloway kind of has his. He started off really intense with I'm the reason. What? I'm not doing Triple H. I'm the reason why people watch TNA, and all that. And I'm the reason that TNA is where it is today, and all this stuff. And then it kind of got into some jokes, and I was like, okay, I see Drew Galloway versatility. But basically, they get to fighting as wrestling segments and stuff go, and Galloway ends up hitting a pile driver on the man. He killed him. He dead. He's dead, King. It's over. So I don't know if Aaron Rex is gonna make it to Bound for Glory, but I guess we'll see. Any thoughts on Aaron Rex and Andrew Galloway? I was trying to figure out what the longer version of Drew was. Couldn't think of it. Drury. Never give me naming rights. I'm just gonna say it.
Drury. I like this segment. The only thing that would have made it better is if Aaron Rex came out saying, hey princess, or whatever he used. I mean, he got to say it all the time. All the time. That needs to be his thing. Every single time he comes out, every single time he calls somebody princess. That needs to happen. I don't know. I'm definitely excited for it. It's kind of a WWE feud in TNA because they can do that now because they have so many of WWE's old stars that they didn't use them now, and probably do the same feuds. And I'm waiting for Rhodes Scholars. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's actually gonna be Cody Scholars.
Oh
As,
right, yeah, yeah.
I wonder what. I hope they don't just call him Cody. But like we
Yeah.
saw the vignette again tonight, and Josh Matthews was like, Cody is coming to TNA to Bound for Glory. However, Josh Matthews said stuff. But I thought it was kind of weird that they just called him Cody. I was like, call him Cody Runnels or something. Like, use his actual last name or something. Help me out a little bit. I just don't want it to be just Cody.
I
At
don't know if
least.
they can because with TNA with WWE still like suing him for the name rights.
Well, I know they can't call him Cody Rhodes, but they can call him by his full name, his actual name, his legal name.
Cody Runnels. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they can bring back Black Rain. We need Stardust. Actually, it wouldn't be Stardust in TNA.
It would be Black Dust.
Black Dust against Black Rain. The Battle of the Black. I mean, no. That, that turned real bad. No. The
Let's
Battle
move
of the
on.
Dark
Let's
Characters.
move on. We just need to move on.
I tried. I'm trying to promote you, Cody. Cody as more than just Cody. And Goldie, whatever they call. Anyway, we gonna continue. We gonna continue. We got the Decay promo. Um, I definitely like this promo. It's this typical Decay promo, but I like that. Now it's less about just Rosemary talking and more about all of them kind of getting a little bit of time to talk, which I like. Um, and then we had a video reviewing the Decay and the Hardys feud. It went from the Hardys winning the title, and then it went to Delete or Decay. And then it went to basically more recent stuff that's been happening. But any thoughts on Decay or Delete for this week, except for the match that we're getting to here in a second?
This man said the Battle of the Blacks. Sorry, I
That's what I meant. It's not.
Anyway, yeah, the more we get closer and closer to this, the more I'm actually getting upset and sad because I don't want Decay to break up. I don't want to see the end of Decay. I don't. And I don't want to see the end of Broken Hardys. I don't. So I think they should obviously lose the titles, give Broken Matt and Jeff the titles because they deserve it. And then hopefully Jeff don't break his leg again. And then keep the Decay together. I don't know. I think it's too good of a thing right now to break them up. Either of these teams. I think this is kind of one of the things that's really keeping TNA afloat because they're going to go out of business next week. So, I mean,
Yeah,
really,
I mean, they went out of business 5 years ago. Last time I checked. I mean, I knew it. I knew it was coming. I read the reports.
Yeah, there's actually never been a TNA. It was just an idea that Jeff Jarrett had,
yeah,
and
right.
it never get off the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, we got Rebby Sky versus your beloved wife, Rosemary. And not because I forgot my charger, but because I want to give you this match because your wife's in it. I mean, you look like you're excited. So I got to give you this one. I do. I have to. It's a must.
Can we even consider this a match? I don't think I saw one wrestling move in this match. And they both have wrestled like before. This isn't like just some random person who ain't never wrestled before. But like, bruh, I, I just I don't. Thoughts on the? Yeah,
So it's a good match. Match of the
yeah,
night. I
yeah.
think. I
Match of the
think we
night.
can say.
Match of,
Match of the year actually.
match of the decade.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought this match was interesting. To see Rebby in wrestling attire was weird. She looks nice, but it was just weird. Haven't seen her in wrestling attire ever. In my life, I haven't. I think she has wrestled before, but I haven't ever seen it. I was just interested in this match because I was just like, Rebby's wrestling, and I was kind of like Rosemary's wrestling. The same fact because I know Rosemary had a match before, but still, yeah, that wasn't really a lot of wrestling on this one. That was biting, that was biting. I mean, Rosemary putting her mouth on other people again. That's just what she do. There was that. That was missed. That was missed. Good. Shout out to the ref though. I can't remember which one it was. Shout out to him though. Didn't get hit by the mist this time because last time he died. Last time I think we saw the mist, I think he died. I think he was dead from that point on. So he might not didn't even rep this match. But
See, my issue was like this that caused a disqualification, but like from what I saw, he wasn't even looking when she did it. I'm like, how you disqualify her if you weren't even looking? That no, you
he
can't.
could feel it. That's what it was. Like what it was.
Hey,
He could feel like it was wet, so he could feel it. He was like, "Wait, where's it? Oh, that's blue. Uh-uh. That's what happened. That's what happened. I'm telling you, confirmed. I'm telling you, I know my stuff. But after the match, we get a nice brawl from the Decay and the Hardys, and it spills to the backstage area as most brawls should. And we end up seeing Rosemary and Rebby, so the kind of the focus was back on them again. And Rosemary, because she been watching a lot of Hardy film, decides to pull out the side effect through the table. Through the table. And Rebby's dead. It's over. She's not making it down for glory. But yeah, we saw a side effect. Let's just get into the rest of this backstage brawl that we saw later, a little bit later on, like a segment later. Um, Matt Hardy was in control. He was beating down Abyss with the ladder. And then Abyss pulled out some wire from some place and electrocuted Matt Hardy. So, wow. He's dead. And also, we have Crazy Steve and Jeff Hardy fighting out of the production truck, and Crazy Steve beat Jeff. So, the Decay stand tall after the brawl for all. Not really, but after the brawl though. Any thoughts on the backstage brawls? Rosemary with the side effects, decay, and stuff. Any thoughts on that?
I like the side effect. I give them their respect for doing that spot. Because they could have gotten hurt doing that, and good job. Really horrible match, but really nice side effect. I liked it. Um, and then the backstage. Oh god, I they're blurring the lines between wrestling and a like action TV show too much. I felt like this was way too much of like a TV show thing. Just even the way it was filmed, like there's a difference between a wrestling show and like an action TV show or whatever, and just too much of a difference. I get that they're the whole decay thing, the delete or decay thing was really popular. The whole deletion was popular. This is getting a little bit too. I don't know. I thought it was too much of TV show like, um, and it kind of. I don't know. I think they should have just gone for a natural backstage segment type of a thing. You can still have them brawling and still have all the, you know, spots and stuff. Well, except for electrocution, because you can't electrocute the man. But I don't know. It was a little bit too over the top for me, to the
Yeah,
point where I
I
was
kind
like,
of felt the same way. It was like there was something that was off about it. I don't know what it was, but it was something that was like, hmm,
it
what to
was
think?
too like almost too scripted and too like action. Okay, we got the perfect shot. It just I didn't feel like I was watching wrestling anymore. I felt like I was just watching like a TV show.
All right, let's get back into the wrestling portion or the fixer portion, whichever one you want to put this under. I'm actually happy about this segment because at least we didn't get to see that stupid fixer vignette that I hate. With like every fiber of my being, but Eli Drake decides he wants to, kind of pair up with Tyrus. He says, I saw what you did with Matt Hardy. I saw what you did with EC3. And I think you could help out a little Eli Drake. And, I liked it. I was excited. Eli T, I think is what they called it. Something like that. Eli T. And I was like, okay, I like where this is going. But Tyrus sees Eli Drake as nothing but a problem. So no Eli T, no tag team, no more Tyrus. And I actually kind of like this because I'm hoping that it's Tyrus not being big dude that stands in the back anymore and putting himself in the front area. But you never know. He is doing the fixer thing, so kind of the same thing. But don't do it. Don't do Tyrus like this. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. He is the glorious unicorn of Swole. He does not deserve. I don't know if you guys remember his tights. No, not his tights, but his singlet. One time said "Glorious Unicorn of Swole," and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. But he's the glorious unicorn of Swole, so he shouldn't be treated like this. I'm just saying. But Casey, thoughts on Eli T? Yeah.
Unicorn of Swole. Oh man.
I got you.
I was kind of upset with this just because we've been waiting so long for the fixer, and then we get this. Like,
Did you know it was Tyrus?
I did actually. I knew it was him. I just felt like they should, if they're gonna start a feud between these two, started a couple weeks earlier than this, and then maybe have a match at Bound for Glory. I don't know,
but they in the Bound for Gold Gauntlet Battle Gauntlet match Royal.
No, then neither one of them's gonna win it. I'm just saying.
Tyrus, he gonna two-peat. He coming back to back.
Two-peat. He
big
ain't
back.
He ain't one-peat.
He did. He won last year.
No, he didn't.
He did. He did. He won last year. He did. They said it specifically on the show.
I didn't see it. He ain't won no title.
He didn't win the title, but he won the match. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but he ain't win the title though. Where the title at? If you ain't win the title, you didn't win it.
Lashley got it.
Yeah,
Lashley got it. That's like saying if you don't win the title, you don't win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's how that goes. If you don't win the title, you don't win the Royal Rumble.
Poor Batista, man. Poor guy.
Didn't do it. Not my fault.
But lastly, we got, yes, we do get Lashley. We got Lethal Lockdown. We got EC3, Aaron Rex, Moose, and Yale Kim. You can put an asterisk there. Versus Lashley, Drew Galloway, Mike Bennett, and Maria with another asterisk because really hate. Anyway, Basically, Lashley won the coin toss to get the man advantage. Um, which was I like that they showed that they weren't just like Lashley won a coin toss to get the man advantage because sometimes they do that. I kind of like that they showed it because they showed a little mind game type thing with it too. But I thought the match was pretty good. It was kind of the typical lethal lockdown match. They need the ceiling though. They gotta have the ceiling back. They need it back. Because like Casey was saying to me off camera, it doesn't make any sense for the weapons to just be there, but you don't use them. Because technically, by the rules of the match, you're only supposed to use them when all
Yeah, because
10,
people listen.
4, 8 people are in the match.
Yeah,
But
yeah, people really listen to the rules in wrestling. Everybody follows the rules like that. Well, I mean, in this match
true,
they did, which is weird. Like, I mean, if I was in there, I would just take it and be like, pow.
probably get fired. But I
Yeah. But
I like the roof on there too because it gives you a little bit more you can do. Because I thought it was kind of cool when the people like fight on the roof. I thought that was always cool. I like seeing people fight on the roof, and I like when Jeff Hardy put somebody through the table on the roof. I thought that was pretty cool. They need the roof back. I just like the roof. I think it's a cool little way of closing the cage and whatnot. But I definitely thought the match was I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. It was cool to see Lethal Lockdown on a normal Impact show. Um, Lashley ends up winning with his new submission, I guess. That he probably learned from Drew Galloway because he stole it. Drew Galloway, his Iron Maiden, I think is the same exact move. I'm not mistaken. So they sharing tips and stuff, so that's cool. But I mean, I thought the match was pretty good. I didn't like that Maria and Gail Kim kind of left before it, but they didn't. But I mean, I get the cowardly heel thing, but I was so excited to see Maria and Gail Kim in Lethal Lockdown. It was just something I wanted to see. But either way, it was a pretty good match. And Lashley chose for the match to be no holds barred. So obviously, Dixieland's coming back, baby. It's gonna be a Dixieland match. He said no holds barred, but Dixie, she announced it on the internet. It's Dixieland. The reverse ladder match thing. It's Dixieland. I get it. The reverse battle royal into a ladder match. Yeah, Dixieland coming back. Magnus has been re-signed to win this match specifically. I get it. It's coming back. And I'm excited. Any thoughts on Dixieland coming back at Bound for Glory? Or at
I
least the lockdown match.
I have specific details that Dixieland is not coming back uh, ever, ever coming back because it's just not. It's not. No, no, no. But anyway, um, first of all, instead of having Maria
Dixieland?
and Gail Kim, now will you stop? Will you stop with instead of having Gail Kim and Maria, be in this match and then not be in this match?
They
You
should have changed it to a Dixieland match. I get it. I see what you're saying.
you should have. you
Had
could
The Rock. Oh,
you should have. Obviously, Maria would have been in Mike's corner. Have Gail Kim be in the other corner to keep her from shenanigans. That way, you still would have had him out there, but it would have made sense because this didn't like. Why would you even put them in? And they didn't even show anything in the backstage later on. Like even if they showed something in the back, like them fighting or her chasing her, I would have been like, okay. But we literally just saw them run away and then nothing, not nothing. They're probably still chasing each other right
you
now.
know what they should have did, Casey? I got a perfect idea. They
Dixieland.
should have had Dixie come out and announce that this match will be a Dixieland match and just completely change it. I think
Dixieland Battle Royal reverse battle royal steel cage match.
Yes. I don't know how you do that, but yes. You gotta throw them over the top of the cage.
You gotta throw him over the top of the cage into the ring. You gotta get the title. You gotta hook it up, and then you gotta take it down. And then you gotta go back out the ring.
I know, I get it. You gotta throw them out of the ring. You gotta go up the ramp because you gotta get out the ring too. You gotta go up the ramp. You gotta put the ladder down. You gotta climb up it, put the title up, run back to the ring, get back in the ring, bust through the door, then go back and get the title.
Let's see what it
I'm
is.
telling you.
What it is. It's a reverse battle royal steel cage ladder match, ambulance casket match.
And King of the Mountain. On King of the Mountain.
On King of the Mountain. Yeah. Yeah. With a special guest referee. Yeah.
All right, guys. We just came up with a bunch of new stipulations for matches. So if you're ever doing universe mode, you ever doing universe mode and you're like, I need a new match that's gonna be innovative, that's gonna be interesting, and that makes complete sense. You pick one of those matches we just brought up, and you got you a match.
In one match though.
That's true. I think we should name a pay-per-view. Well, I think it should be a pay-per-view named like that. I think it should happen.
You don't even remember the name. You don't even remember.
I don't. Reverse battle royal, steel cage, ladder of extreme rules, death match, of caskets,
the live match, yeah,
of honor.
It's the longest, it is the longest match ever. You don't even. WWE would do it though. WWE would do it.
All right, guys.
This idea, let's do it.
Anyway, that was your TNA review for 9/29/2016. Bound for Glory coming up on Sunday. We'll probably do the review on Monday, more than likely. Six pack on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we're gonna try one more review, not review, reaction video, just kind of see if we can get the sound to do what it needs to do before next week. But other than that, we'll see you guys later. Give us a little comment below. Tell you what to think about. Tell us what you think about TNA this week, and that's about it.
Or our match stipulation.
Yeah, actually, specifically our match stipulations. Like, forget this wasn't even a TNA review. It was a match stipulation reveal. It was just mask as a TNA review. It's just how we do things. But anyway, we'll see you guys later. Be sure to read my article on DailyDT.com because I love you. If you do, I'll give you a hug. I'll shout you out on something. I'll give you a high five.
You won't.
I got you. I'll pound it out with you. Like that. I got you. Anything you desire, I'll do it.
You won't.
I'll finally put annotations in the videos.
You won't.
Anyway, but that's about it. We'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed.
You won't.